Anyways, apparently Luigi Mangione is supposed to plead guilty, but not to what you're thinking. A lot of the posts about this are just going, oh my god, he's going to plead guilty. And I think that they're doing it expressly for the clickbait, because that's not really what's happening, but we'll read through it and see what's going on. But first, let's talk about fan art. This one comes from your favorite pencil slop artist. Said, I'm currently drawing Suris in a weird, grotesque art style. I purposefully used a weird and gross art style because I felt like it. You know, I get very 90s vibes from this. Do you remember the 90s gross out advertisements? Just how common this used to be? I like it. You said free my guy for free. As always, thank you for your fan art submission. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, please drop it in the fan art section of the Discord. Also noted that the profile picture for your favorite pencil slop artist is, I believe, a character from Cow and Chicken. I recognize that art style, and I want to say that's Cow and Chicken. But if so, then this is definitely, like, absolutely meant to be 90s gross out humor. Raga says, it is? Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. With that all said, let's get right into things. And yes, he's supposed to plead guilty, but not to murder. He's pleading guilty potentially to federal stalking charges, which is a little different. So let's see how that goes. That said, though, if I were one of the witnesses in court, remember, I have no idea who he is. I've never seen this man. Anywho, Luigi Mangione, accused of fatally shooting United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. I mean, if somebody did that, then it would have been well-deserved given the amount of bodies that Brian Thompson had created with his denying coverage tendencies. But, you know, in New York City 2 years ago, is expected to plead guilty to federal stalking charges on Friday. Nextstar's news station reported that Mangione's federal case is set for an emergency conference Friday, fueling speculation that he could be negotiating a plea deal just weeks before his state trial set to begin. Mangione is expected to make the plea deal at 11 a.m. At 11 a.m. hearing in Manhattan's federal court, where he faces stalking charges in connection with the 2024 killing of CEO Brian Thompson. That it's okay that Brian Thompson did that because capitalism... Yeah, remember, it's okay for you to do immoral acts so long as you made money off of them. Sarkis says, clearly Thompson's soul couldn't stand in his body anymore and violently ejected himself from his body. Yeah, it ejected itself back into the left. Rocket says, Luigi didn't do it. He was in Chile with me smoking that Gorilla Grip weed from Azerbaijan. Gorilla Grip weed, is that the weed that when your girlfriend smokes it, she gets the Gorilla Grip? Or like, am I thinking of something else? I feel like maybe I'm thinking of something else at that point. That said... Mangione's expected to make that plea deal. The specifics of the plea, including to which charges it will even apply, aren't immediately clear, and he could change his mind at any minute, according to the report, which means this report barely even needs to exist, because if it has no information. Really. It has no information then. Man, he was dead at the time. He was on the moon with Steve. The federal murder charges were dismissed earlier this year. Yep. My man. Mangione's state trial kicks off on September 8th. He faces several counts of second-degree murder, which could lead to a possible sentence of 25 years to life. If he pleads guilty in federal court, it could jeopardize the state case. Mangione was in a state court for a pretrial hearing on Thursday. The judge ruled that the jury will remain anonymous in the case. Thank you for resubscribing with Prime. I appreciate it. I love getting Bezos bucks because they spend just like regular bucks. They do. Midnight Rider says, if I won the Powerball, I'd fund you before gift tax annoys me. We'll also need to get rid of a shitty fans as well. Jeez. Okay. I mean, if any of you did win the Powerball, I'd love to be debtless. I would adore it. I'm still frustrated that I got in debt again. But then I realized that I was paying $500 a fucking month, more than $500 a fucking month sometimes on fucking power and shit. 841 month. That was wild. Jessica says, good, the jury should be anonymous. Yerp. Mangione was in the state court's pretrial on Tuesday. The judge ruled that the jury will remain anonymous. Defense lawyers raised concerns about what they called partial exclusion of the press, arguing that limiting media access could threaten Mangione's constitutional right to a public trial. Mangione's team argued the state's media access plan does not provide an overflow courtroom, limits jury selection coverage, and allows only 68 journalists to receive general access to the trial proceedings. Said tried to win a $38,000 50-50 but no luck. It was a 50-50 chance at getting it? Man. Anselin says, it wasn't a debt of your choosing. Nobody wants Suris stewed in his own juices. Oh, that's gross. What is that? What is that thing that you just described? I don't think I like whatever you just posted, and it makes me deeply uncomfortable in places that I wish not to describe fully. Tarita says, don't tell me what I do or don't want. I'm going to go back to reading the article now. Prosecutors push back, saying that they have no role in selecting which news reporters attend the trial. Since his last appearance in a state court, Mangione's team withdrew plans in a sudden reversal to assert a psychiatric defense, claiming he was under an extreme emotional disturbance during the shooting. If accepted by a jury, that would reduce the murder conviction to manslaughter. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to the killing of Thompson outside a Manhattan hotel in December of 2024. Do you guys remember how basically everybody, when this news broke, was for the killer? Like, it's one of the few times in the nation where everybody's just like, yeah, no, this guy's responsible for all of our suffering. Fuck him. Senchini says, aloha, Suris and Chatris. Is chat a fucking version of me now? I hate it here. Man, Thompson, 50, was killed as he walked to a Manhattan United Health Group's annual investor conference. Surveillance video showed a masked gunman shooting him from behind. Police say delay, deny, and depose were written on the ammunition, mimicking a phrase used to describe how insurers avoid paying claims. Yep. Delay the claim as long as possible, deny it first so it goes to litigation. What they do. Mangione, an Ivy League graduate from a wealthy Maryland family, was arrested 5 days later at a McDonald's in Alatoona, Pennsylvania, 230 miles west of Manhattan. Okay, so it feels like a bit of a nothing article. It feels like maybe there'd be more to talk about, but it's literally, hey, he's gonna have federal case about stalking charges tomorrow. He might plead guilty. We're thinking he's gonna plead guilty, but he could change his mind at any point. I fucking hate the 24-hour news cycle, man. We don't need that. Like, that's nothing information. That is a nothing amount of information. That is, here's one good bit of info, and then here's wild speculation. Just no. Just no. Zero of it. Senchini says, I often give chat an ending suitable for the streamer. Or do we have an official name here? I mean, I used to use the word Hammerites, but I feel like that doesn't roll off the tongue very easily, and I'm not about to use eggs. Dorito says, I'm shitting my brains out. I'll keep you updated every minute. Did you have the lettuce, Dorito? Is that what happened? Jessica said, well, he is daddy. Does that make you all smalls? Does that make everybody in chat smalls? Are you all small? Every one of you? God, I hate it here. I'm walking away. Bye. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.